Here we go, guys. What is going on? Welcome back into Season 2, Episode 1 of The Rubber Match. As always, I'm your host, INF Cam Kozeal. If you don't know me, if you haven't watched the show, if this is your first time watching the show, thank you so much for tuning in. This is your official baseball and softball podcast of the Pig Trail Nation. A little bit about me. If you don't know who I am, I don't want to waste too much of your time. I've got an awesome episode 1 for you coming up today. My name is INF Cam Kozeal. I'm the weekend sports anchor here at the Pig Trail Nation. And on this podcast, we talk all things college baseball, college softball, a little bit of pros, a little bit of everything. I'm really excited to bring you guys the official start of Season 2. It is January. We're starting way earlier than we did last season in Season 1, Season 0.5. But Season 2, we've got a lot of great things coming for you. If you can read, you can see down on your screen, I'll be joined in this episode by Arkansas infielder Cam Kozeal. Cannot wait to show you guys that interview with Cam. We filmed that last week. He was such a pleasure to talk to. Talked for about 10, 12 minutes, just about life, about baseball, about Omaha, going home, hanging out with the Aloys, about his YouTube channel, which is always fun to learn about. But we're talking about me. Let me fill you in on what I am, what I believe in. I don't want to sit here and come up and talk for 20 minutes. That's no fun. Nobody wants to hear from me for that long. So what this is, again, it's a baseball softball podcast. We bring on guests from Arkansas baseball program, Arkansas softball programs. Did a lot last postseason. Obviously, Cam Kozeal joining today, and as well as some of the best minds from Northwest Arkansas and who cover Arkansas in general in this great state, the natural state of baseball, softball. Dudley Dawson's a regular here. We get Phil Elson, John Williams. I'll have a lot more special guests. Courtney Mims or Ailey Weiss will hop on throughout the season. Cannot wait to show you guys everything we have for this podcast. It's really special to me. I really appreciate doing this. I'm a big baseball guy. I grew up playing high school baseball, playing club baseball when I was younger. Didn't play at the next level because I wanted to do something like this. And here we are now. I'm just a random talking head who gets to talk about Arkansas baseball and softball. It's a really exciting time for both of the Razorback teams. The men and women baseball and softball programs are both ranked inside of the top 10. Again, it's always going to depend on what you look at for both sides of this. And then again, we got Cam Kozeal hopping on. And then after that, I've got a little rant to talk about college baseball uniforms. We'll get there in a second. And part of it has to do with a team that is way out in the Pacific Ocean. But we'll get there like I've already mentioned. As you know, if you watch the show, we have our typical housekeeping stuff. So we'll kind of run you through everything so far. There's only been one scrimmage so far this spring when it comes to Arkansas baseball, so not a ton to talk about, which is why it's the perfect launch episode to have Cam Kozeal join the show and not really break down anything too specific. But I am going to talk about that first scrimmage the other week that media and fans were able to attend to. We also got to hear from Dave Van Horn about 2 weeks ago or so, so I'll have some things, in my opinion, of what Dave said that I think is going to be important and that you guys at home should know. So without further ado, let's get into our normal housekeeping stuff. We got trackers. We like to track things here on the Rubber Match, and it always starts this season. We did it last year with both of the Aloys. We'll keep it this year with the Hawaiian homers, and we'll be counting every single one of Kahio Aloy's home runs this season. I think he's going to have a big impact in the middle of that Arkansas order, really take a step forward in year 2 here on the Hill like his brother did last year. Obviously, Kahio ended the season last year on a little bit of a downside, but still all the potential in the world for 26, and Vakiva last year, Golden Spikes winner, need I say more. First-round pick went to the Baltimore Orioles. What a fun team last year to cover. As for our K counter, it's going to be Gabe Gackle yet again. We did it last year. Would love to see him stepping up this year. Will be a everyday starter, I believe, when it comes to at least, some of the Friday rotation. We'll be very surprised if he's not starting on Fridays. As for our field view, as you know, if you've watched the show, and if you haven't, we take a look every week at what I think the starting lineup is going to be. And this one's a little interesting this year because you don't necessarily have Nolan Souza at second base just yet. DVH said he will hit, but I've got him penciled in at second. I don't believe he'll start there. We'll change that as the season gets a little closer. Wouldn't be surprised if Cam Kozeal slides over to second, just based off of that first scrimmage that we saw last week. So here's what your outfield's going to look like. I initially, if you watched my fall episode, had Brenton Clark in right field, but he's going to be out for the year. Dave confirmed that a couple of weeks ago when it comes to a shoulder injury, so he will not see the field in 2026. I've got Kahio Aloy slotting in there, Mike Anu, who everyone, it feels like in college baseball, is talking about. This guy, came over from Marshall, one of the best hitters over in the summer, in Cape Cod League over the summer. He'll be center field. I've got Zach Stewart in left field, who transferred from Missouri State. I think he's going to be there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some other people. He did start in right in that exhibition a couple of days ago, went 1 for 3. So those guys could switch as always. And again, Kozeal did not play yet because he is dealing with a sickness. I believe it was maybe mono, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. DVH said in his presser that everyone's kind of dealing with something. As for your infield, it feels like really only spot in the infield is confirmed, and that's Reese Robinette at first base. Outside of that, I think we'll see a lot of movement between those three guys and Souza, Pompey, Kozeal. Souza, when he gets healthy, Kozeal can kind of play second or third. I think he'll start at second, then move over to third kind of during the season. I've got TJ Pompey, the Texas Tech transfer, at shortstop. I think that's going to be something to keep an eye on because Carson Brumbaugh, one of the freshmen that are highly touted in D1 Baseball's top 100 freshmen, to watch out for. He's also mentioned in there, did play shortstop last week in their exhibition, went 0 for 5. So I've got him in the DH. Pompey, again, third baseman by trade. We'll see some short. You also have Landon Schaefer, a kid from Fayetteville, who's going to be someone to keep an eye on. So that's kind of what you're looking at for your infield right now. Gabe Gackel, I believe, will be the Friday opening day starter. So I've got him penciled in on the mound. And, of course, somebody who, and one of my other qualms is, I'm talking to you, perfect game. Where is Ryder Helfrich in any of your preseason stuff? I just don't get it. Like, tell me if I'm wrong, but this guy I think is easily going to be a candidate for the Golden Spikes Award. Should he have any semblance of himself as to what he finished in 2025 in that Omaha run, being the MVP of the Fayetteville Regional? What a postseason it was for Ryder, so a lot of fun to watch. But that's kind of what you're looking at right now for your infield. Again, can't wait. We've got a lot of content coming at you when it comes to baseball and softball, especially Cam Kozeal. That sit-down's coming up shortly. Our Ailey Weiss sat down with Gabe Gackel and Ryder Helfrich. That's going to be available very soon. Cannot wait to show you guys that full sit-down. And also, when it comes to the pitching staff, a lot of question marks are going to be behind Gabe Gackel. Who's going to be the other two starters? I think for me, it's going to be Hunter Dietz and Cole Gibbler, two guys who Gibbler really came on at the end of last season as a freshman. I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of falls in that Gabe Gackel trend of last year where all the hype preseason, maybe can't handle being a rotation guy and will have to fall back to an innings eater, which he's going to be great. And then Hunter Dietz, he's the other guy that started this past weekend, and man, he just feels like the hidden key when it comes to this baseball team if they want to be very good. I think it's Hunter Dietz has to be that Saturday guy, maybe even Friday guy, maybe even jumping Gackel at some point during the season. He's got all the potential in the world, 6'6" lefty, 6'5", somewhere around there. Threw really well in that exhibition the other day. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, only faced 9 batters, 26 pitches, things that you want to see. So a lot of good stuff right there. And then again, when you get into your rotation and the rest of kind of the bullpen for Arkansas, the big name coming back, Parker Coyle, there was a lot of questions. Where was he during Omaha? He was dealing with a shoulder injury. We got to sit down with him as well for a story that's coming very soon to Pig Trail Nation. So a lot of fun stuff here on the Rubber Match and as well with Pig Trail Nation when it comes to baseball and softball. Can't believe the season is almost here. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, that full sit down with Cam Kozeal. Can't wait to show you guys and hear what Kozeal said. And then after that, we'll talk a little bit about softball to open up the season as they're about 8 days away from the start of their 2026 campaign. All right, let's go to a quick break. When we come back, Cam Kozeal joins the show. You're watching The Rubber Match. What excited to be joined by the one, the only, maybe the best personality on Arkansas campus. That's second baseman, third baseman, shortstop, utility player, first baseman at one point last year, Cam Kozeal. I'm Evan Kamiko. Cam, let's talk about last year, just the unbelievable year you had. Transferring to Arkansas from Vanderbilt, you came here, you got to ride the wave. You did kind of everything it felt like. What to you was kind of that moment where you solidified yourself as like, okay, I'm going to be an everyday guy here?
I don't know if there's a time in my mind where I was like, I'm an everyday guy here, but the moment I kind of think of last season when we were down in Arlington. I don't remember who we were playing. It was one of the purple teams. It was either TCU or Kansas State. We were playing them, and we weren't hitting real well. And we had an opportunity for someone off the bench to come out and hit in a pinch hit situation. And I was like, I'm just going to attack right here. I'm just going to be ferocious. And I hit a ball pretty hard, and that was kind of my moment. I was like, all right, let's do this thing. Let's go win. Let's go win a lot of baseball games. So I don't know. That was a cool moment in Arlington, hitting that ball off the right center field wall.
There was a lot of, back and forth from second, obviously, with Souza getting injured to first before Reese kind of established himself. You talked to, Gage Goodwin about playing first base. What was that kind of like moving over to first for a little bit? Not the tallest guy, not your prototypical first baseman, but making it work.
Yeah, I've never played first base in my life. I grew up playing shortstop most of my life and played a little outfield when I was really young. But I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do here. But at that time, I had Michael Anderson, my roommate, who was a first baseman and a big old kid. And so I got a little bit from him. But then one day I was like, Gage, because we were sitting next to the dugout with each other. And I was like, I know you play first base. Because he just looks like a first baseman. And I was like, well, where do you stand? And he was like, oh, this is how you do it. And he showed me, and I was like, all right, I'll just roll with that. So, yeah, he helped me out on that.
Have you told Clay that story yet?
Oh, yeah, Clay knows all about it.
I know a lot of people loved hearing that last year, so how to reference, but you go through the season, it seems like you guys get on a roll after losing a couple series, Omaha bound. What was that like going home and going back to, where you grew up, being able to, when you were younger, walk the fields there and now be where you are and playing in that stadium?
It was a really cool feeling. It's not a once in a lifetime feeling. We'll do it again this year, but just growing up in that city, I know how much it means to the city. Even financially, that just brings in so much business for the city of Omaha, and grew up going to Rosenblatt, going to games there, and that stadium is really dear to the city. But I used to go to all the high school practices that teams would go to, and they would hit bombs, so we would go hang out in the outfield and gather the home run balls and keep them, and we'd keep them in the house and play with them. So I just grew up around the event, as a lot of kids do in Omaha. So actually going back and playing in it was kind of surreal. It's kind of a cool feeling. I came to this event every year, but usually I'm in the stands or with my dad, so it was fun to play in it for sure.
What was the moment like when you first took the field there?
I was like, well, I've stepped out on this field before, but it was either helping dad or that sort of thing. I'm playing. It was just playing baseball, and it was easy with that group of guys. That group of guys were unbelievable. You just had guys from all over the world, different backgrounds, amazing families, and all came together and played something we love in baseball. So it was fun to do with that group.
I know it was, tough scenes after the loss and seeing how emotional everyone was. But when you kind of reflect on that run that team had last year, what makes you most proud?
I mean, I wouldn't even say the baseball part. We were a great baseball team, but just the friendships and how great the kids really were off the field. Viva Aloy, learned so much from him. He's a better person than he is a baseball player. Same with Charles Davlin, same with Brent Iredale. All those players, they were just better people than they were baseball players. So I think that just translates into baseball for that team. But that's what I think was the most fun. Just memories off the field. On the field were cool, but off the field was a little more fun.
What's your favorite off-the-field memory from last year?
Oh, jeez. Well, there's a couple of stories I could tell, but we'll have to save them for 50 years down the road when
That's okay.
There's no repercussions from anybody. But I don't know. We spent a lot of time fishing, spent a lot of time going to mini golf, a lot of times playing Wii golf, going out to eat. Slim Chickens was the spot. But we just hung out off the field, and it was just a fun atmosphere to be a part of.
You've already used ferocious. Who was the most ferocious golfer?
Golfer? Well, Kozeal Aloy. He hits that ball hard. Even when we're playing mini golf, he hits it hard. But, yeah.
We'll save some stories for off camera, Cam. Don't worry about that. But you've talked about fishing. I think a lot of Razorback fans know you've got your own YouTube account when it comes to fishing and outdoors stuff. You went to Hawaii, went to go spend time with the Aloys. What was that trip like? What was those moments like being out in Hawaii and fishing and doing all the things that you love to do?
Well, the first thing I like to say is I really like the Aloys, and the reason I know I like the Aloys is because that was prime duck hunting weather back in Nebraska. So I can't believe I missed it, but it was awesome to go to Hawaii. But it's just unbelievable. It's just cool to see other people's backgrounds and how they grew up. Just kind of live at their house and see where they grew up running around and see where they played. And even to this day, they're two, one's obviously a professional baseball player, one will be soon, college baseball player, Kozeal. But they're still little kids at home, playing wiffle ball, just running around barefoot, throwing balls as far up the mountain as they could. You can just see why they're great baseball players from their upbringing, and then how much their family just cares about them and the cooking that they do and just how close the family is. It was something cool to see in person. You understand why those two kids are the way they are from how their family is, so it's just really cool.
What was the best thing that you had to eat over there?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Midwest kid, I don't really eat fish that's not cooked, but be out there and I'm gonna try something new. But like poke, went to like a little mom and pop, almost like a grocery store, but it was really, really tiny. And they had like a poke bar in there, and it was unbelievable. Seasonings on some fish, and I was like, this is amazing. Ate with chopsticks, learned how to use chopsticks. Did not know how to do that before.
Would you try any of it back here in Arkansas?
No, probably not. But yeah.
It's all about the experiences. That's what's most important.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about coming back, being on campus in the fall. Where have you kind of taken steps forward right now when it comes to, getting ready for 2026?
Just being aggressive. Just being present, being with teammates, trying to be a selfless teammate, just make things by other people more than yourself, that sort of thing. Just play hard and win baseball games.
What is going to surprise people about this 2026 team?
Extremely talented. Like, I think people think we probably lost a lot of talent, which we did, but we have a lot of talent in the locker room. We can really hit, we can really pitch, we can really run, and the guys are just becoming closer and closer as the days go on, so it's going to be a dangerous baseball team.
Do you for you personally, are you going to look to play across the diamond, kind of just wherever coach needs you? What are you looking at for 2026?
I'm just a baseball player. I'll play anywhere. It's fun to play different positions. It's a good thing to play different positions. I'm just playing wherever the big man puts me. So.
What have you been working on most when it comes to your game for this upcoming year?
Yeah, speed, and I mean, like Coach Bell, like he's best in the business. Just working on that with him, and just hitting the ball hard, consistency. Just working on consistency in all parts of the game.
Is there a road trip you're most looking forward to?
I mean, Arlington. That's the politically correct answer. You don't want to look too far ahead in the season, but just taking one game at a time. Looking forward to Arlington. That's always fun to play in every year.
What do you think the ceiling is for this team?
To win a national championship, as it is every year at Arkansas. Amazing coaches, amazing facilities, amazing players. Sky's the limit for us.
What is something that you learned about yourself last year that you're excited to showcase this year?
That's a deep question.
You got to ask some of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to learn a lot about myself, but just showing my personality on the baseball field. It's okay to be competitive. It's okay to be intense, but you also have to be calm and relaxed when you play the game of baseball. So just maturing more into that profile. So
can we expect somebody diving into Lake Norm again if you guys win Supers?
I'll do it too.
Do we have that on record right now that you'll dive into it? Who are some new players that are coming to the team this year that fans are going to be surprised when they see them on the field?
TJ Pompey, unbelievably athletic, just God-gifted. They can do so many things that a lot of players just can't. You have guys like DeCramer, just amazing pitcher, just can locate in the zone. Guys like Carson Brumbaugh, incoming freshman, like he's just unbelievably skilled. I'm pretty sure his dad played in the big league, so he's just got a one-up on everybody. But like unbelievably skilled, just great baseball player. Micah New, oh boy, what a personality. Just fearless, and that's a guy I equate that to that probably people would be like Charles Davalon, like one of the most fearless baseball players I've ever played with, just confident, knows who he is, just so sure of himself, and that's kind of how Micah New is. And he's older, so it's just kind of that cool presence of an older player who's just really sure of themselves, and it's just good for the team.
Two more, then we'll let you get out of here and go to a quick break. The first one, obviously your team goal is to get to Omaha. What's your personal goal this year?
To get to Omaha.
Hey, nice and easy. It doesn't have to be complicated.
To get to Omaha.
Last question I got for you. What's one word to describe the team and why?
Relentless, because we're just going to come at you.
Can't wait. Baseball season should be fun right around the corner. Big thanks to you, Cam, for sitting down with us. That's going to do it. We'll be right back after the break.
All right, a big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, and a big thank you to Cam Kozeal for sitting down with me last week in that awesome interview. Hope everyone learned a little something. And I love that he kind of said, "Oh, this team's gonna be ferocious, man." Like just the exuberance and the energy from him, I think bleeds into everyone. And if you know college baseball, you know Cam Kozeal. What a run it was for him last year, going home to Omaha and being able to be with his family and do stuff that he dreamed of doing when he was younger and walking the fields with his dad when he was growing up there in Omaha. So really cool. But all right, we're wrapping up shop here on the rubber match. About a minute or so left in the show. And let's talk a little bit about this Arkansas softball team. I know on my bottom it says Arkansas baseball, but we also talk Arkansas softball. Look, the Razorbacks are going to be good. It's getting over the hump for Courtney Deifel's team. Can they get to Oklahoma City for the first time? You look at the rotation, and that's what stands out to me, is that they have everybody back from last year, and then some of these freshmen that are going to be really good. Robin Heron, who we sat down with a couple of weeks ago, that interview is over on our YouTube and website right now, said that she's excited for the season. They all are really energized, ready to go, ready to get to Oklahoma City for the first time, and they're not really worried about not having a Brie Ellis or Courtney Day, and you can't really be if you want to have the mentality that you're going to be there. I've got rotation with Burnham, another year older, Robin, another year older, Lexi King's got experience, Reese Berline's coming back. I can name a few more that are off the top of my head, but it's going to be a really deep rotation this year for Courtney Deifel. She has a lot of good options. Then you look at the field. Atalia Rijo is going to be at shortstop again. She's going to be someone to keep an eye on again. You've got another first baseman coming in, and you've got some transfers from Arizona and Cal that are going to make big impacts. Dakota Kennedy from Arizona. Be on the lookout for her, is what everyone from the softball team has been telling me so far. Can't wait to watch her. Kennedy Miller back behind the dish. No Reagan Kramer, so you're filling in that void in the outfield, but you do return Kaylee Wyckoff as well as Reagan Johnson, who Robin said is probably the most underrated player in college softball. So a really fun time. Cannot wait to see what happens with Coach Deifel's team. They're on the road. They go to South Carolina to open their season. Next Friday, they play against Virginia. So coming right around the corner from baseball and softball season. And as it comes to Arkansas baseball, we just touched a little bit about softball. Baseball, they open their season in Arlington in a couple of weeks. That is a Valentine's Day. I believe the day before Valentine's Day. Don't quote me on that. I ain't great at my dates and stuff. So we'll have plenty more coverage when it comes to that. But that's going to do it for episode 1 of The Rubber Match. Big thanks to Cam Kozeal for joining the show. Thanks to all of you for watching. You guys make this show possible. We don't do this without you guys wanting this content. So let me know in the comments what you guys want for season 2. How can I make this show better for you guys? Hope you enjoyed the updated graphics, everything that I've worked on over the last couple of weeks. Cannot wait to show you what comes next. Again, great guests are going to come on the show throughout the season. Cannot wait to keep talking Arkansas baseball and softball with all of you. But that's going to do it for episode 1 of The Rubber Match. As always, I'm Evan Cam Kozeal. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here next week.